Living every day in your head for free. You can tap away, but I will not hear you scream. You can break the keys, spread your toxicity, your world outside reality. In your room, a little hideaway, but you let it through. Enough to go insane, living in the dark hasn't treated you well. You're building your own prison cell. Hate, rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Did I brush you off? Is it your lack of friends? We never met, even if you pretend. Am I in your debt? I don't owe you nothing. Don't say something you'll regret. Hate, rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Hate, rage, and don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it. I'm telling you, don't waste it. Lies telling you, don't waste it on me. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race.
Welcome to the Throttle Up Racing Network. Today we've got a special one for you. We're at iRacing Superspeedway. And if you're a NASCAR fan like me, maybe you're thinking, iRacing Superspeedway, what in the world is that? Well, we got a treat for you because this one is a huge 3-mile speedway. No restrictor plate racing here. These cars are going to be going about 250 miles an hour. We'll see some drafts, but the wrecks here are absolutely wild. This one is the flat out 150. We'll be running 50 laps. We got 30 seconds left in practice. You see on the left there just who is the quickest right now. See just how large this speedway is. The banking is incredibly steep. And we're going to be seeing some very, very high speeds. And going down into these corners, you see they bump down into these corners. It makes some wild racing as they head down into 1 and into 3. That's to get qualifying going. Looks like we've got about 26, 27 cars. Let's see who's the first on track. Derek Chaput out there in the 37. There's Joseph Wright starting to make his run. Nope. He's going to hold up. Carl Burke, he's going to go out. This pit lane is one that's tricky to get onto because you're carrying such speed off the corner. Going about 230 mile an hour through the corners. So then you've got to get down to the pit road speed. I believe it's 65 here. Several cars on track. Now Joseph Wright's on track. There he is in that 82 car. Tony Brennan coming around as well. Let's see just how much speed that these guys are going through these corners. Even though you're carrying that much speed, it's definitely faster to run the bottom basically all the way around the track. Don't really even want to come up much from the bottom on the straightaways, especially during qualifying. What kind of lap time that Tony Brennan can put down. Tony Brennan on his first lap, third quickest. Man, everybody real close. Joseph Wright jumps out to a lead right now on the pole. Let's see if these guys get a little bit quicker on their second lap. Mike Fuller runs a quick one. See him right down on that yellow line. What you see inside the cars running around the track. Mike Fuller moves up to 6th quickest. Logan Hagerman really spent that first lap trying to build up speed. And we'll see if he's able to knock out a quick one here on his second lap. He gets all the way down onto the flat. We'll see if that helps him. Hagerman up to 12th. So Dave Wright comes around and qualifies 4th quickest. Mark Shavers moves up to 2nd. Eddie Morris in 8th spot. Carl Burke moves to 5th. Tyler Farrell in 7th. There's Todd Mays. He qualifies 10th. TJ Floyd with a 12th place effort right now. Brian Merle Jr., the number 74 car. What kind of lap time Brian run? 9th quickest. Steve Loving, he was quickest in practice. Real straight shot out of the corner. And he's 11th quickest. So Josh Hall on the pole with a very quick lap. Keith Miller out. Ronnie Osmer out on track as well. Out there in a Chevrolet Camaro. He's going to run this top lane and try and build up some speed on his first lap. Somebody who knows how to get it done, that's for sure. 19th quickest on his first lap. Colin Willems right behind him in 20th right now. Still got about 6 guys left to qualify if they choose to qualify. Ronnie Osmer into 3. Looks like Colin Willems coming back down the front stretch. He'll come across the line. And he will move up to the pole. New pole sitter, Colin Willems. Ronnie Osmer, he comes across the line. He only moves up to 18th. Derek Regal ends up 19th. So right there at the end, Colin Willems comes up to nab the pole. Sylvan Seguin now out on track. Like he'll have to start his lap over, come up a little too early. Pit exit here, you gotta stay on the flat until you get all the way around the back stretch. And you kind of really can't get up to speed until you get onto that back stretch as well. He's the only one of those yet to qualify that's out on track right now. Sylvan around his first lap. He's the one who's trying to get out there and get a timed lap. Gonna have to get around quick to try and get a second one in. On his first lap, 66, comes out 17th spot just in front of Logan Hagerman. Sylvan on his second lap. Gets down onto that bottom line. We'll see where it shakes out as qualifying's about to run out. Only about 10 seconds remaining. He will move up to 13th starting position, so Colin Willems is going to be the pole sitter tonight here on the Pelican Snowballs Super Speedway Series. Before we get started, we're going to go through the grid. On your pole, the number 17 of Colin Willems. Rolling off the grid in second spot. That's the number 81 of Josh Hall. Third is Mark Shavers in the 15. Rolling off fourth spot, Tony Brennan. Fifth spot, Dave Wright. Starting sixth is Carl Burke. Seventh position is Joseph Wright. Eighth spot, Tyler Farrell. Starting in ninth, that's Eddie Morris. 10th place, Brian Merle Jr. 11th starting spot, Mike Fuller. 12th place, Steve Loving. 13th, Sylvan Seguin. 14th is Todd Mays. 15th spot, Keith Miller. 16th is Nick Mather. Starting in 17th is TJ Floyd. Rolling off 18th spot, Logan Hagerman. In 19th is Ronnie Osmer. Your top 20 rounds out with Derek Regal. 21st, Derek Chaput in the 37. 22nd place, James Kunkel. 23rd is going to be Cody Moore. 24th is Will Witt. Tyler Lugo Vickery, going to be 25th. 26th is Zach McBride. 27th, Michael Proval. And rounding out the field, the number 19 of Brandon White. These guys starting to roll. And the key to this race tonight is going to be survival. When you're entering the turns, a lot of these guys that get down and they go down to that turn one lane, it's very difficult to hold your car on the bottom. There's a big bump entering both turns 1 and 3. And I'm sure we'll see some people hit that bump a little awkwardly and come up the track, take out somebody in the top lane. It happens every time here. But it makes for some spectacular wrecks. We're going to see some people flipping. We're probably going to see some people up in the fence. It's going to be a wild ride, no doubt about it. Waiting for that pace car to pull off. The pace car is off. Just waiting on that green flag to fly. There it is. That green flag waving. Everybody already looks like they're spreading out wide. Cars going sideways already. There was cars already getting sideways in the back. You see them already quite spread out on the track map. We'll see if they're able to reel everybody back in. Ronnie Osmer, he started back in 18th spot, I believe, already up to 7th. Actually started further back than that because he's gained 12 spots on the first lap. And caution on the speedway. Looks like Derek Chaput may have gone around. Oh! Some contact with the car below him that kind of looked like what I was talking about earlier about these cars as they enter these corners. We'll get a closer look. He was headed the outside of the 53. I believe that's Carl Burke. Yeah, I think he thought he was clear, just wasn't quite clear. It looked like he was headed down to the bottom lane. And that 53 was holding on as best he could. Already had some rear end damage. Man, Derek hard into the outside wall. Yeah, blew his engine, had to jump to the pits. Take a look one more time. Yeah, a little net code involved as well, but I do believe he was coming down some. And man, he gets launched into the outside wall. Josh Hall holds on to the lead through that. Colin Willems still in second spot. Everybody got real spread out on that initial start. A few guys down in the pit lane. Cody Moore was in the pits, as well as Todd Mays. Tyler Lugo Vickery. Brian Merle Jr., Carl Burke all in the pit lane. And he looks like he may have taken his faster pair. And not a lot of damage on that car. Good looking car though, in honor of our veterans. Carl Burke out there. Takes quite a while to make a pace lap around this track. See if this time, if the restarts, these guys on back in the field are able to keep up. Because that last restart looked like some people may have spun their tires, got sideways. Man, Ronnie Osmer moves all the way up to 6th position after starting in 19th. Up 13 spots on 1 lap. So, man, Ronnie Osmer is the guy you need to watch out for. These guys restart on the leader. So we'll have to see when Josh Hall chooses to go. Does he want to spread the field out? Does he want to keep everybody tucked in together? The leader can really influence that a whole lot by when he chooses to go. He goes a little bit early. Green flag waving from the flag stand. The front group already spread out single file. The guys in the back are not taking their time, though. They're getting trying to get up to the front, spreading out 3 or 4 wide back here. A couple guys choosing to kind of hang off the back. Josh Hall up front, Dave Wright, Joseph Wright, both those guys tucked in a line. Colin Willems drops back to 4th spot. Mark Shaver's in 5th. Ronnie Osmer rounds out this front group in 6th position. These guys just trying to make some laps. Some green flag laps. Keep from having so many cautions. Mike Fuller leading the second group. These guys double file. Don't know if they'll be able to catch the front group or not. It's like the 82 with maybe a little bit of an issue. He's dropping way back, little off the pace, looks like. That's Joseph Wright. Let's see, he may have had to let out. Temps may have been getting hot, but this second group catches the front group. James Kunkel in the 48, giving a big push to the 88 of Mike Fuller. And he has run Mike Fuller all the way up into this front group. We're actually going to head to the inside of the 84 of Dave Wright. Now the 02 of Osmer moves up off the bottom, and a yellow flag. Tyler Farrell spun down to the inside. Oh, gets tagged. Goes around. Let's try and take a closer look, but just noses it into the wall a little bit. Not a big amount of damage there at all. Looks like the 8 of Eddie Morris is right behind him. Try and get maybe a chopper view of this. Yeah, looks like the 8 moved to the inside and just tags the 77 and sends him around. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. 77 goes right around, though. Slides across the inside. Got him locked up, but just wasn't enough to keep it off that inside wall. He does slide down there and tag the inside wall just a bit. And the 8 of Eddie Morris continues on. So, second caution of the night here in the first 10 laps. And we're having some pit stops. Looks like no, Josh Hall stays out. Colin Willems is going to be the first one to go in the pits. Ronnie Osmer stays out. Mike Fuller out. Steve Loving looks like he's going to stay out. Mark Shavers is in. James Kunkel in. Dave Wright, Tony Brennan, Joseph Wright all in the pits. Brandon White, Tyler Lugo, Vickery, Will Witt. James Kunkel going to be the first one off of pit lane. May have been just a fuel-only stop there. We've seen some of these guys take tires. Colin Willems, I know, took tires. We'll see if that makes a difference. Only 10 laps in. So now your top 5, Josh Hall remains in the lead. I believe he's led every lap so far. Ronnie Osmer up 17 positions into second spot. Mike Fuller now runs third in the 88. Steve Loving's moved up to fourth spot. Nick Mather in the 16 is currently in fifth position. On back through the field, Keith Miller in sixth spot. Michael Provolt, he's moved up 21 positions so far in this race, up to seventh right now. Brian Merle Jr. in eighth spot. Carl Burke in ninth. James Kunkel rounds out your top 10. He was the first car to pit. But I think Colin Willems is the first car with a new set of tires. Not sure how much of a difference that's going to make here at iRacing Superspeedway, but we're about to find out. If you notice, Colin Willems looking for a team, so one of you guys wants to pick up Colin. I know he's a great competitor, real fast driver, has won a lot of races here in this series. So once again, this restart going to be on Josh Hall. Went a little bit early last time, but not too early. Kind of kept the pack together, but everybody did get single file this first couple of laps. Pace car off the pit lane. There he goes. Green flag. And a great restart for Josh Hall. Ronnie Osmer was able to fall into second spot down on the bottom line. And it looks like we may have a little bit more single file racing here after the restart. Osmer trying to get around the 81 of Hall. Gets a great run, but nobody goes with him. Can he get all the way around the 81? Not going to be able to do it. We've got a 4-car line down on the bottom, and that's going to drop Ronnie Osmer back to at least 4th, 5th now. Got a little bit of drafting back in the pack. See just how much speed these cars carry in that corner and just how much they fan out when they hit that big bump down into the corner. Get huge runs in the draft here. You see how fast that bottom lane's moving right now. We're inside the 53 of Carl Burke. He's going to move down to the bottom lane. Pulls up behind Ronnie Osmer. You see just how much angle there is in these corners in the gyro cam. Provolt kind of stuck out there in the third lane. No draft help. They're kind of getting double file back from about 6th on back. Getting real racy. '27 of Steve Loving trying to make something work on the high side. Oh, several cars go down onto the apron. One car went down and a lot of cars followed behind. Oh, they're crashing through the corner. Several cars involved. Let's take a look. Let's start from the front and see. Someone up front. Not sure who, but someone tags. This is where it starts, right there at the 02 and the 53. As they're going into the corner, cut a little bit too early and tag the apron. It really sets their cars uneasy. They shoot up the hill. The 84 does it as well as the 82. 84 gets into the 25. The 25 trying to recover. Colin Williams got stuck back there. The 16, the 19 come together. And the 17, the 19 bouncing around like a pinball. Up into the outside wall. Cuts across Michael Provolt. Man, the 15 with just noses into the wall hard. A huge crash there, so let's try and watch that again. We've got several leaders pitting right now. There's just so many cars in such a small area. They all touched and kind of went everywhere. So 8th on back in the pit lane right now. Josh Hall comes off first. Dave Wright second. Joseph Wright third. Colin Williams spending some time in the pit lane getting his truck or his car repaired. Osmer pitted there as well. He comes off 12th. Mike Fuller in 11th spot. So your new leader is going to be James Kunkel in the 48. Eddie Morrison second. Will Witt third. Carl Birkin fourth. Sylvan Seguin moves up into the top 5. Tyler Farrell is in 6th position now, being involved in that incident earlier. And the first car who pitted there, Josh Hall, has led almost every lap tonight. Now going to be restarting in 7th position. See how quickly Josh can make his way back to the front. Got a fast Toyota Camry. We see Eddie Morris for the first time up here in the top 2. Let's see what he's able to do. We saw last week Will Witt and TJ Floyd work so well together. To no surprise to see Will Witt up here in the top 3. So we'll see what kind of a restart that James Kunkel gives us here. Will he go early? Will he wait till that green flag flies and try and keep the whole group bunched up? This has been our 3rd caution of the night, 18 laps in. And there goes the pace car. A green flag. There he goes. James Kunkel with the restart. You see a little bit of nose damage. Not sure how that'll affect him going forward. Everybody looking for the low line. Trying to get single file out. Yeah, everyone running that yellow line even down the straightaways. Let's see if we can see just what kind of speeds that these guys are running. 237 miles an hour. There's a 243 heading into the corner. They head down the back stretch, still single file for the most part. See just how much speed these guys are carrying through the corners. Incredible. Now we're getting some racing side by side all through the front group. Kind of fan out through the corner. 77 and 84 get a little bit close. All these guys dipping down on the apron, but the 8 of Eddie Morris gets a run up on the high side, pushed by Will Witt. He's able to get to the bottom, but Will Witt is not. He'll get hung on the high side. New leader Eddie Morris. Oh, I'm not sure he was even able to lead a lap. James Kunkel with a huge run around the outside. Dave Wright had a big run. Chose not to waste it. Went to the third lane. Man, that really... James Kunkel, his momentum was really stalled. And he's falling back now. Stuck in the middle lane. Now he's going to get to the bottom. Going to try and run this lead back down again. That 84, when he chose to go to the high lane, that really stalled out the 48. Got him in that middle, and it was kind of a suction cup in between the outside lane and the inside lane. Single file for most of the front group right now. That 84 not wasting any runs. Trying to get to the front just as quick as he can. He's going to leapfrog a couple there. Ronnie Osmer as well there in the 0-2. Trying to make some moves on the high side. Josh Hall, who's led so much of this race, hanging around in 11th position. And there comes TJ Floyd. You know we'd see him up here. Well, we've got some green flag racing. Let's do something I like to call turn up the volume. You see Eddie Morris able to hold the lead. They're down to 24 laps to go. Ronnie Osmer trying to make a move down to the inside lane. 53 of Carl Burke looking low. Not able to make anything happen. James Kunkel getting that outside lane working. He's back. Shuffled back through the pack. Oh, hard into the outside wall. That was the 29. Huge incident. Cars flipping. Out of nowhere, just shot to the outside wall. Yeah, let's take a look and see how that happened. He was down on the low lane. The guy's getting bunched up in front of him. Oh, not sure if he just turned to the outside wall or if there was some real bad net code. But if that was net code from the 84, man, that jumped 2 or 3, 4, 5 feet. But you see a hard turn to the right. Not sure if he thought the 84 was going to come up and he kind of just jerked the wheel, but that, I don't know. That looks like net code, but man, look at the distance between him and the 84. Yeah, that's incredible. Right there is when the incident happens, and you can see they're a whole lane apart, about 6 feet apart. We'll take a look from the cockpit. His wheels turned to the left. Oh yeah. Wow, nothing anybody could do there. That was just some net code. And wow, some terrible net code there. Tyler's taking a look at it. Let's give you another look at it here, Tyler, from the chopper cam. Yeah, I mean, this was some really, really bad net code. I'm not sure I've ever seen net code this bad in iRacing. As you can see, a lane and a half between you and the 84. I mean, you're around nobody. And netcode sends the 29 into the outside wall as we look at what happens in the aftermath. You know, and that's unfortunate. Having a good run, Tyler Lugo Vickery. The 52 in it. The 19 sends the 29 for another wild ride. Provolt trying to get it on the inside, but not able to. Several cars with a lot of damage. Man, crazy net code. Oh, the 52 gets nailed by the 15. Hard hit. And now as we go back live, looks like Tyler Lugo Vickery, excuse me. Going to use his faster pair. And he'll actually be a lap down now, I believe. Yeah, he'll be a lap down. Cody Moore lap down through that, having to tow. So they're going to need another caution or two to try and get back out on the lead lap. So right now, Joseph Wright is going to be your leader. He's got some damage on that inside of his car. This time we're going to ride along with Joseph Wright on this restart. Get the sound of What it sounds like in one of these cars is they take off from the grid and head up through the gears and get up to speed. Joseph Wright down and getting those RPMs up high. Oh, as soon as the pace car goes in, man, Joseph Wright on the gas. Osmoore with a run on the inside, but the 82 with a little bit of a block there. Trying to keep that 02 from getting to his inside. And that really strung the field out. Osmoore just choosing to push right now as we're down to the final 20 laps. And you see just how bumpy this track is on either exit or entry through these corners. Big, long, single file line right now. Hagerman up there now in fourth spot. That's the first time we've seen him up here. Just behind him, Dave Wright has been taking those runs and running right with him. He gets a run, he goes straight to the outside with it. Carl Burke in the 53. Ooh, the 84 a little bit sideways there. Able to hold on to it. Right in front of Carl Burke. Right behind him, Steve Loving. He's a very good super speedway racer. Always finds himself up in the top 10. No different today. Currently 8th as James Kunkel tries to go around the outside. Not able to make that stick. Takes a lot of drafting help to really get the outside lane to work. There goes Osmoore now for the lead. As he's able to leapfrog our leader, Ronnie Osmoore, new leader here at iRacing Superspeedway. Down to the last 17 laps. Can he hold it that long? People starting to try and get the outside lane to work. Osmoore holding that yellow line. Nobody able to get enough of a run to make a move this lap. And Joseph Wright kind of peeking the nose out at the end of these straightaways, trying to make Osmoore move up the track. Still mainly single file, a few double file back around Colin Williams. Now the 82 to the outside. He's going to leapfrog the 02. The 7 of Logan Hagerman not able to make it around. David Wright going to move with him. Joseph Wright's going to stay in the top side. Try to give the 7 someone to pull up to. Osmoore and Burke now trying to make a move. But Dave Wright's there, kind of heeds that off. Now Hagerman on the inside of Joseph Wright. Those two are teammates. Oh, and Joseph Wright stuck in the middle lane. Like we saw James Kunkel earlier, gets sucked backwards. He's already back to 10th spot, was leading just a second to go, and he continues to fall backwards. Logan Hagerman right now in the lead. Ronnie Osmer stays in that second spot, even though we had a lead change. Osmer continues to run second. Trying to get some action in the outside lane. Derek Chaput up there with the 84 of Dave Wright. Oh, tagged! Chaput tagged by the 82. They all go around 37 hard to the outside wall. We saw him wreck earlier. He may be out of faster pairs. And there's Josh Hall, who led so much of the early part of this race. Just decks Chaput there. Wow. Another huge incident. There are no incidents at iRacing Superspeedway that are easy incidents. Actually, maybe that single car spin earlier is probably about the easiest thing you're going to see here. But this is another absolute wild ride. Not sure if the 82 kind of washed up from the bottom. Oh, he gets down on the apron. And you see the left wheels are turned, or the front wheels are turned to the left just as hard as he can turn them. And just tags him, goes into the door of the 16 of Mather with nowhere to go, all that speed. And everyone just piles up in the inside lane, and the 37 hard in the outside wall. Then out also in the outside wall, the 82 comes up, the 16 comes up, everybody decking the safer barrier. There's the 52, just took his faster pair. And he's a lap down trying to get his lap back. Oh, there was the 81. Josh Hall, huge crash. Let's see it one more time. Let's see what the chopper sees. May not see anything, actually. We'll watch it full speed this time. Oh, just nicked him. Just nicked him. Oh, those three coming through the middle. That was absolutely wild. Let's look at this from the inside of Cody Moore's car. Let's see what he saw, because, man, scooting through the middle, that was wild. You can't see the wreck at all. Now he sees smoke. Oh, cars going everywhere. Somehow able to make it through. Great job by him and the two cars behind him. So Logan Hagerman still out front with 12 laps to go. Ronnie Osmer, the 02, currently second. Both of those guys have gained 17 positions since the start. Started next to each other, now running 1-2. Looks like we're going to have about a 10-lap shootout. Tyler Lugo Vickery, who was the victim of netcode earlier, he's going to be getting the free pass, it looks like. I believe he's the one who got the free pass and is back on the lead lap. Currently in the pit lane. Not sure if he got damage in that last one or not. Like a little bit of rear end damage. Doesn't look like he's got any nose damage, so he may be a factor moving forward. Man, Joseph Wright, who Restarted that time. In the lead. Is sitting in the pits with no faster pair. He may have a faster pair. He may be waiting on a tow, but he's currently 2 laps down after restarting that last restart on the lead. So terrible circumstance there for Joseph Wright. He's already back to 24th position. This time, Logan Hagerman's going to lead us off. Osmer was one I said we needed to watch out for earlier. I think he's one who certainly can get it done. To watch the pace car peel off. Still got about 12 to 15 cars who have a legit shot at winning this thing as we go green once again. Everybody trying to get down to the bottom lane. The O2 was able to drop into second spot. Hagerman out front. Carl Burke in third. Steve Loving's now moved up to fourth spot, and Keith Miller's in fifth. Who can make a move? When are they going to make it? Osmer right to the rear bumper of Hagerman for the lead. Not able to make a move. Going to stick behind him. TJ Floyd, Colin Willems up on the high side with Will Witt. We saw Will Witt and TJ Floyd work extremely well together last week. Trying to do the same thing today, but they're stuck back in traffic, currently 11th and 13th. Colin Willems has dropped back to 15th spot. And 46, that's Zach McBride. Real shiny, bright green car. Good looking ride for the 46 of Zach McBride. Currently runs 16th. But it's all single file up front right now. They're just hanging on to that yellow line down around the bottom. Hagerman doing a great job of holding that inside line. Nobody's been able to make a run. Now we've got a caution. The 46 around. If we can see just what happened to Zach McBride. He and Will Witt come together. Both kind of driving for the same spot there. Oh, hard into the outside of Derek Regal, who gets shot into the wall. So that was between him and Will Witt. Looks like trying to just go for the same spot. There just wasn't quite room there for the 46 to get down. Oh, very unfortunate for Derek Regal. Had a good run in the trucks last week. Trying to just stay out of trouble, but just not able to make it happen tonight. It's going to be a much shorter shootout here. Logan Hagerman still out front. Second spot is Ronnie Osmer. Third is Carl Burke. Fourth is Steve Loving. Fifth spot, Keith Miller. James Kunkel, he's stayed up in the top 10 all race long. He's can't count him out. Currently running in sixth spot. And the comeback of the day, probably Tyler Farrell. Got spun out earlier, comes all the way up to seventh right now. Mike Fuller in eighth spot. Dave Wright in ninth. And 10th is Sylvan Seguin. Some notables as we go through the field. Josh Hall led a lot of this race. Currently runs 13th. TJ Floyd and Will Witt, they're coming out of the pits. Currently running 16th and 17th. Colin Willems had a great race last week in 18th spot. Joseph Wright did have a fast repair. And actually, he may be back on the lead lap somehow. Trying to catch the field. Come around this time to take 4 to go. That means that next time around will be a 3-lap shootout. This is one of those times when the restart is so close to the end of the race where a restart can really make a difference in the outcome of this race. So when will Hagerman go? Is he going to go early? Will he go like we saw Joseph Wright earlier? As soon as that pace car pulled in, he took off. Like Josh Hall, who waited till almost it was time for the green flag to fly. Brought him all the way down the front straightaway before he was taking them earlier. And all that decision falls on Logan Hagerman's shoulders right now. And with only 3 laps to go, he could get this field spread out. And that would limit the time for these guys to get runs. So let's see. It's all going to be down to this restart. Unless we get another caution. This is not a green-white checker. So not into overtime yet. It's now their green flag. Logan Hagerman kind of took that restart slow as the field still bunched together. The 0-2 of Ronnie Osmer still on the high side. Got a nose out front right now. Can he get down? Not going to be able to do it. A battle for second now. And Hagerman wants those guys to battle side by side. Somebody's got to come up there and try and make a run. As we're coming down to the final couple of laps. The 0-2 of Ronnie Osmer's fallen all the way back to 8th position. He finally gets into the bottom lane. You see just how much speed these guys are holding. Osmer trying to get back to the front again. Osmer leaves Frogs 1, gets back to 6th. That's the first action right now. TJ Floyd trying to make something work in the high lane, but he's all the way back in 9th spot. Nobody going with Osmer as he's now trying to make a move up to 4th position. Slides down into 5th. Just kind of getting one at a time. Now we're down to the final lap. White flag at iRacing Superspeedway. Is anybody going to pull out and try and make a move on Logan Hagerman? Oh, someone going down to the inside. The 77 gets turned. Josh Hall hard into the inside wall. 77 still spinning back there. Right now it's Logan Hagerman. Nobody trying to make a move. Carl Burkin second. Steve Loving third. James Kunkel in 4th. Keith Miller in 5th. Loving now to the outside, but he's not going to have enough momentum, I don't believe. Logan Hagerman with the win. Carl Burke comes home 2nd spot. And Steve Loving in 3rd. Fantastic restart and only 3 laps. He really had to pull. Able to hold it down to the inside and just make it work. Logan Hagerman comes home your winner here at iRacing Superspeedway. Logan Hagerman doing some burnouts for the camera. Burning it down right now. I blew it up. We'll try and get a word with our 3rd place finisher, Steve Loving. Hey, Steve, this is Dakota in a broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Copy, thank you.
Hey, man, you've really mastered this super speedway racing. You're always up here in the top 5, seems like, and you come home 3rd in this one. Tried to make a move on the outside, but just didn't have quite enough momentum, but you do get that podium. How'd it look out there tonight?
Yeah, it's tough. Nobody wanted to run the high line. You know, I definitely went through a lot of appreciation to Keith working with me on most of the track, but a couple times I tried to give it a shot up high. Everybody would leave me out to dry, so I decided that wasn't going to work. Just stick with it, be patient, conserve the car, save gas, and kind of see how things played out. And think about it for the long run. My goal was top 5, just so I can think about it from the points perspective for the season. Rather finish than get wrecked out and go 27th.
Yeah, some big incidents. Were you around any of those big crashes, or had to drive through any of them?
There was one. It was a little dicey, but aside from that, got through it. Most of them happened behind me, so that was good.
Yeah, it's always a good strategy to stay up there in the top 10, and because usually it's always behind you. So great job. You got anybody you'd like to thank, Steve?
Appreciation for Pelican, Snoballs, Throttle Up Racing, and as always, do it for Dale.
Yeah, do it for Dale. Sounds good to me. Have a good week, man. You did a great job. All right, that was third place finisher Steve Loving. Not seeing Carl Burke. Don't see our second place finisher. So let's see if we can get a word with our winner of this race. That's Logan Hagerman. Hey, Logan, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man, you get out there, get out in the lead. There's a caution, and with 3 to go, you get a final restart. What was your plan on that final restart? And obviously, it worked out for you to lead all 3 of those last laps and come home with the win.
First of all, I got to say, I actually started from the pits. My Oculus Rift was giving me an error, so I had to log out and log back in. So I was actually a lap down at the start, but I was able to make my way right to the front. On the restart at the end, I really didn't have a plan. Ronnie got a really good restart, better than what I thought he was going to get. And I noticed the guys behind me were kind of backing off, so I was expecting them to get a run, and I figured I was just going to have to block them. But they never really got the run on me, so it worked out nicely for me.
Yeah, there was a lot of huge incidents through this race. Was you involved in any of them? I couldn't quite remember off the top of my head.
Nope, I wasn't in any incidents. There was that one time, I don't know what car it was. There was a car ahead of me. I think he was in second place, and he kept hitting the apron on 3 and 4, and something happened behind us, but I avoided all the wrecks.
Yeah, man, that's always the best way to go. Stay up there in the top 2 or 3, and you avoid that stuff. So great job. These super speedways we see up here in the front quite a bit. So as we go through this season, you got anything with these different cars and different tracks? Is there any combination that you're looking forward to specifically?
No, I don't really have a favorite. Just give me a car, give me a track, and I'll go out and try to win it.
Hey, that's the best attitude to have. You got anybody you'd like to thank, Logan?
Yeah, I got to thank Grandma Hagerman. Not sure if she's watching or not, but got to thank her. Just thank all the guys here in the Pelican Snowballs League. Got to thank you for your broadcasting. And yeah, that's it.
Well, phenomenal job, Logan. Sure we'll be talking to you again up here in the top 3. Stiff competitor.
Alrighty, thanks, man.
Have a good one. All right, that was our winner, Logan Hagerman. We watch these guys come across the line one final time. Lots of crashes in this one. Big incidents, that's for sure. But as we go through, I believe next week we'll be back in Daytona. Let's see if we can find the schedule. And next week will be at Daytona in the Truck Series. That's what it looks like to me. So that'll be exciting. We'll see some 3-wide racing, maybe like we saw at Talladega in the trucks. So as we leave this one, we'll leave you with a Logan Hagerman donut. And we appreciate everybody for stopping by, and we will catch y'all next time here on the Throttle Up Racing Network.